Welcome to Creature Culture. Today we will be examining the Homo sapien known as a college student. College students are very interesting creatures in that they get less sleep and less food than many other creatures in the world. We'll be examining their lives one day at a time, and we'll be looking through to see the way in which they interact with one another and the way in which they interact with each other. Now join us as we see the first one arise. Notice the first subject as she wakes up, gets out of bed stretching, ready for the day. She is very energetic and lively. She throws her feet over the side of the bed and rises to start the day. We have the second subject, who still rises but is much more lethargic and less energetic than the first. We cut back to the first, who is now putting in hair clips and getting ready for the day. She has high grooming standards to follow. We move to a third subject, who does not want to wake. We move to subject 2, who is getting out of bed. Back to subject 1, who throws the purse over the shoulder and begins to walk out the door, ready for class. We move back to see subject 3, who has now bundled herself up in her covers. Throwing her pillow, she decides the day is not worth getting up for. She does not want to because she was up too late socializing and eating pizza. She burrows herself deeper and deeper into the covers, not wanting to arise for the class, which is at 7:55. We see now the students interacting in a social environment. They are heading to the natural watering hole where they will interact with one another and learn about their higher power. We see now as they gather for the day's service. We move into a somewhat sterile environment where they are moving around as though they are ants, carrying loads upon their back, moving very, very quickly and beginning to work busily. They do this on a daily basis. We now move to a feeding frenzy where the students have gathered to feed. Notice as the one in the orange sneaks up and uses her strength to pull the pizza and gnashes upon it. Let's catch that a second time. Here we go. In slow motion, notice as she comes up using her arms to pull the pizza from the unknowing subject and uses her strong teeth to rip apart the flesh of the pizza. We see now a male-dominant struggle, as the men have removed their shirts to show who is most worthy. We see them messing around with one another. An attempt for struggle, there we go, and it's failed. Yet another weaker species comes forward, but is thwarted once again. We move now to a very rarely seen courting scenario. Notice as the two happily stroll along. Let's watch. Notice as the young black gentleman decides to propose to the ginger. She wants to be his wife. She is ecstatic. He is extremely happy. Neither of them have felt so much happiness before. As she claps her hands and covers her face, she is happy. Notice as they go strolling off together to join together in a life that will be filled with joy. We have now come to the conclusion of our day, observing the Homo sapien known as the college student. There is no one quite like them, no one who can run on quite as little sleep or enjoy a day as much as them. It's been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the college student.
I love my college!